So we're going to look at Loch Ness here in a random map setting. So what do we have in front of us? That's probably the first thing here. What have we got in front of us? And that is a map where you start on land. You've got this long river in the middle, and you've got the Loch Ness monster hiding in the water as well. You've got 3 relics on either side, but it's all land. You've got predators around as well. 3 vills start plus a scout. That part is normal. You have berries that you can take. You have 4 sheep under your TC. You will get sheep externally as well. So you'll have 8 sheep that you can take. 2 boars. Now, the first time I loaded this up, there was a boar on the water. So be aware, your boar can be very forward. It's also guaranteed chickens / rabbits. So you will not get deer. I loaded about 10 games and I did not get deer. So if there is deer, my bad, but I just got really unlucky. But when I looked at it in scenario editor, it was always the chicken equivalent. 6, 5, something along those lines. So mill worthy, maybe not, maybe long distance worthy, but also, to be honest, if you're going to take fish, it might not be worth it at all. Or like not until way later. But that's worth thinking about. Now, strategy. Strategy is where it's going to be interesting. Now, I think early doors, we are definitely looking at a typical hybrid build. So your starting point will be similar to what it is in a normal hybrid build, a hybrid game. You want to bring your 2 houses and your vills under on sheep. Because you don't have anything to lure, you go scouting quickly. Definitely want to make sure you collect your sheep. You want to see pretty quickly, is there going to be a boar on the front? Right? Am I going to have to take, like with this vill, does this vill have to go grab a boar if it's forward? This is probably safe enough where it's not going to cause too much of a problem. My opponent here, I mean, even these, like, to be fair, these boars, unlikely that you can get away with it the higher elo you go, but it's not completely out of the question that you can just waltz up and grab it, use your scout to block it on the way back. I think it's an option. If you send your scout straight forward, remember, no deer, so you can be really aggressive. Send the scout, get an idea as to what to look around for. Now, where was I at? You want to go 6. If you take a boar early, you can go 5 on food. If you don't, you probably want to go 6 on food. You go to a woodline. Your woodlines are not too bad. They're not amazing, but they're not too bad. 100 wood per tree. And it's pretty much guaranteed to be a back woodline as well, given the front of your base has got water. You can also see the locations of extra golds and stones are on the shoreline too. So as the game continues, you're in a position where you really do need access to the water, because if you don't get access to water, you don't get access to extra stones and golds. So worth noting, and your back resources are all the wood. That's where you can get the extra wood. Relics to the sides, as said before. That's nice. So you get your what have we got here? 5 on let's say 5 on food. You're bringing in a boar. You want to go dock. You get 5 to 6, I would say. Not too many more. I don't think you can fast castle this. So 5 on wood, so you can make 3 fishing ships. Click up to feudal age. And then it starts to get interesting. I believe of all the maps that we have seen, This is the map where you could use demos. And the reason I say that is because to attack your opponent, you kind of need land. I think there is some value in demos on this map. If someone wants to go straight through the middle, if you're scouting and you see a barracks, you see a range, as my waypoint is a disaster. If you see a barracks and a range, I think going and opening with a demo could be a really nice play before you start fighting on water. I imagine the opening is going to be double dock water. That would be my guess. It's going to be double dock water, and that's going to be the aggression route. That's the way it's going to happen in Feudal Age. Echidna, good question. Struggle with mining? Yeah, you will. You got a 7 tile, you got a 5 tile. So in the early to mid game, and you got another 4 tile gold by the looks of it as well, which is far enough back. So early game, it's not important, but if you do lose water in the mid game, you really have to try to get back pretty quickly. Now, what we've seen in Empire Wars, and it should hold in random map as well, there's a lot of shoreline that you can redock. It's very, very hard to control it all and not stop a redock. So if you've got your docks out and you're controlling the water, your opponent might be able to redock. If your opponent is in a position where, if you're in a position where you've lost water, it's probably worth trying to take 4 or 5 vills, and just drop docks all at the same time. Be careful as well not to drop your docks in a way where they block ships. Right? I think like this, I think one can actually spawn. Maybe one can spawn in that tile. There's also these really annoying trees in the way that you can chop and take out to help clean the space up a little bit, right? But yeah, it looks like it's very, very awkward to dock, as you can tell. There's rocks in the way, there's trees in the way. So, but yeah, there's plenty of shoreline to do it. But you probably want to get in 3 docks. If it's in Castle Age, maybe even get the Unitex in advance, going like, I'm going to redock in like 2 minutes here. I'm going to get my Unitex so that as soon as I land, I can click medium warships and I can start producing, because your opponent is going to, in an ideal world, a good opponent will be right on you when you try to redock. Of course, there's the other approach as well, where you can just go to 650 stone and just drop a castle on the face, right? So that's also something available as well, especially one. I mean, there's a few hills around too, right? So that's an option too. Expansion, of course, expand outwards just on your wood lines on your stone. That all seems pretty standard stuff. You can go chase the relics. We have seen the mid to late game stone walls across the side. They seem handy, of course. That seems quite good. If I'm honest, I think we're going to see... Actually, no, I'll get to the civs pretty soon. I'll get to the civs later. But yeah, there's... yeah. There's lots of ways that this can go, but definitely want access to the water, because without access to the water, you're going to struggle with the mid to late game minerals. So you definitely want that. I think there's maybe an argument to say, like, I imagine this also gets walled up pretty quickly. So this feels like a pretty simple, or not simple, but I think it's going to be quite common that you're going to see something along the lines of this occur on these maps. So the docks kind of on the shoreline, similar to Passage. The docks are on the shorelines, and then the walls kind of protect along the outside, just in the base as well. So you can't just run through with army. It may even be stone walls from some people as well. So that's worth considering here. I just got a sheep. Oh, my sheep. Did I? There you go. So, yeah. I think the walls will be common. The docks, fast feudal, double dock. It certainly feels like that's the opening on this map. But the other thing I wouldn't mind if I didn't lose my scout there was going to be to have your scout forward. Leave the scout forward. Just, you can see how much space there is where it can just like scout the back of the map. Stay out the way and then just come back in, have a look around. What's your opponent doing? Where are they? What are they working on? What are they trying to make happen? I think that's walled off now, even without those two pieces. So yeah, that's kind of what I see with this map, seeing how it's going to play out. I've never played it before. I've only played it in Empire Wars, where because it starts so fast, you're just straight into docks and this sort of aggression. But I think there is it's going to be different. It's going to be a little bit different, but I'm looking forward to seeing how it plays out. Now, civs. Civs. We have to talk civilizations here. I can tell you now, I am very confident that the people who already love the idea of playing Spanish and fast castling into conquistadors are going to have a fun time fast castling into conquistadors on this map. This feels like one where they maybe they use the water a little bit. They might dock, make 3-4 fish, but then they go for that early castle on the shore. So that way it can help with getting back on water and also giving you a path across the water without having to go the whole way around with the conks. Spanish feels very, very common. If I look through the rest of the civs here, the towers, Koreans, of course, Japanese fall into this path. Turtles as well. There's not really much like open sea for these turtles to just get caught out by their lack of speed. So turtle ships feel great, which again leads me back to demos. I think Armenians, of course, warrior priests, and the Spanish with the missionaries as well. Faster to go pick up those relics than a monk. Although Slav monks maybe as well. Who else is going to be big? Well, your standard Navy civs. Portuguese are going to be big, of course, because they're a civ that doesn't rely on the minerals on the shoreline. You can just play Feitoria. Who else do we like? The Wu, pretty standard. Again, another good Navy civ. It helps with the early build. You can help with sitting tiger for the Luch ones. Houses, all that is handy. Dravidians, of course, they sound good. Italians seem good, but I think we're starting to get away from maybe the absolute top tier on this map, which to me sits at Spanish, Koreans, and I actually think I am going to say Wu. I think those three Spanish. I think Spanish just feels like it's going to be something that's so common. I mean, I don't think I will ever do it. I don't know if I'll do it because the thing is, the rush distance is actually really long, right? Once you do this, feudal land rush distance is really long, especially if you're someone that's going to go and open with water. You're not going to break through, right? So, I think there's plenty of ability to go for a fast castle on this map. The more I think about it, the more I think it's something I'll actually do. Oh, the more it's something that I'll actually consider. I missed a piece. But yeah, how does this feels to me like something that is going to be very common and very annoying for people to face. Very common, very annoying for people to face. So yeah, that is my little rundown on Loch Ness. I'm sure there's some builds out there for you guys to follow that are maybe a little bit off meta, the ones we've been talking about. And yeah, very, very, very interesting. Probably may have guessed this is going to be a YouTube video as well. So for those that are watching it on YouTube, please like and subscribe. The YouTube channel is, you know, it's there. It exists. Come watch on stream. There's going to be some games here and there. So do enjoy. But yeah, thank you very much.